Good morning. The old man here, 12/31/24, the last day of the year. I'm sure most of you have noticed I haven't posted in about a week. One good reason for that, if you watched my last video, if you saw I got about 8 minutes in, not quite 8 minutes in, and hit a wall. I realized at that point that was not, I realized at some point that all I was doing as of late is pointing out doom and gloom, and that is not the purpose or my mission with this channel. So I had to stop and think about exactly what the mission was. And it goes right back to basics. My mission is to provide or guide solutions, not point out all the problems. I think anybody that's got their eyes open at all see all the problems. And if you want to know what they are, all you gotta do is look around. You'll see them all. There's all kinds of YouTube videos out there showing you all the world's problems. Yeah, we need to be aware of those problems, but that's not my mission. That's somebody else's mission. And there's a lot of guys out there. Again, my mission is to provide solutions, or should I say, to help guide to solutions. I can't give you solutions to all the problems in the world, obviously. But I think with a certain mindset, we can all come to several different solutions for each and every problem that there is out there. So with that being said, I had to really stop and look at the basics and break it down. The way I've thought of it for years is that we're basically all in this on our own. We have to make our way through life. And that's the way I've been for years, is I figured I was alone and I just had to make things work. And on many different levels, I think that was a mistake, although I'm sure I was brought through this course for a reason. I am here at this time for a reason. And what that is entirely, I'm not sure. But I think I had to do things the way I did them to learn the lessons I've learned. I think for today especially, I think I'm talking to men that watch this channel mostly. I've noticed in the analytics, it's mostly older men that watch this. And I think we need to become the leaders of our prides that we were meant to be. I think in so many cases, we've been trying to figure out how things work, how we fall into place, and what our role is. And I think the narratives that have been sold to us have been just so goddamn confusing that most of us have had no real direction. And I'd like to propose a solution, if you will. And so why do I say a pride? I think of a pride as lions. And why not, like the Bible talks of, the shepherds? Now, I know in the Bible they didn't mean it this way, but this is always the way I thought of it. Shepherds lead sheep. And that's the last thing I want to do is lead sheep. In fact, I don't want to be a leader at all. I want to be the lion of my pride. And I want to, and the purpose of the channel is to bring different prides together as a community. And in that, I think we'll find strength. In fact, I know we will. I do believe God is leading me to this point. And in the past, I've never really talked about that too much to any friends and family. I'm starting to talk about it more all the time. Again, I think I've been brought to this point for a reason, and to help others find solutions. I'm not here to provide solutions. I want to help myself and others find solutions and or create solutions. As a shepherd, I think the sheep are being led to slaughter. So again, that's why I'd like to look at it as more of a lion leading his pride, and then many lions through strength coming together and building a better community than what we've had over the years. We've been everything you see on mainstream media for years and years and years. Everything's a narrative. Everything's pointing you down a certain path. So many people take whatever they see on TV as the gospel. I mean, they'll repeat it word for word like they read it right out of the Bible. It's amazing to me. And if nothing else, the COVID-19 showed me that most people do not have leaders in their life, and they truly need it. They were total sheep, and I think many of us, myself not included, I'm telling you, I'm a stubborn old German, and I would never wear a mask under any circumstances. Now, I'll wear a mask 8 hours sanding stocks as to not contaminate my lungs with walnut dust, of which doesn't actually irritate my lungs quite a bit, and it's hard to breathe. If I've been sanding for a good number of hours, man, it's terrible, and I will wear a mask for that. But I saw the sheep being led, and I didn't want to be one of those, and they're being led over a cliff. And I think as older men, we need to take the reins and start leading our pride in a different direction. I hope you get what I mean, and I don't care if you're 70 years old or 80 years old. The younger folks are looking for direction. If you're 80, the 60-year-olds are looking for direction. If you're 60, the 40-year-olds are looking for direction. And I think that's our duty to do that. And again, if you're 40, the 20-year-olds are looking for direction. And if there ever was a trickle-down theory, that's it. Through experience, I've got things to learn from 80-year-olds. I've listened to them all my life, the generation ahead of me. And man, if you open up and listen to what they have to say, it's, open your ears and close your mouth. They've got a lot of things to say. And if you just put it into perspective, you'll be amazed how much information and guidance you can gain from that. Again, in my childhood, I think we had more leaders of their own pride, and they really, and the different prides work together. Like I said, back in the day, if we were baling hay, it was nothing to go borrow trailers from, because we didn't have enough hay trailers. We never did. But we didn't need to. We didn't need to have a dozen. All we needed is a couple. And our neighbors could borrow our hay trailers, and they could borrow, or we could borrow theirs at any time. Just say the word, and the barn was open, go ahead, get them, and bring them back in the same condition you found them in. If you broke a board, fix the board. If you blew a tire, fix the tire. No big deal, but we worked together and built community. And I think that's what we really need. We've been driven apart for years, to the point where we don't even know our neighbors, don't speak to our neighbors, rather not, even have anything to do with our neighbors. And that's a division that's been brought to you by mainstream media and the globalist, if you will. And not only, we need to know our neighbors as in our small community, but throughout the state. And then as a state, we need to know our neighbors and work with our neighbors of other neighboring states and states throughout the country. We need to know them and work with them as well. And then as a country, we need to work with our neighbors. Instead of being adversaries, we need to work together in, breaking it all the way back down to our own individual pride. And I challenge, if you will, the elders of us, and I can tell through analytics, it's most of what's watching my channel is 45 to 75. The men need to stand up and be the leaders of our own prides, and therefore building a community that is stronger. If we are small prides that build a stronger community within our own pride, and then couple that with neighboring prides, we are definitely a strength to be reckoned with. And I think, we've gone through that first phase already through the Patriots and this movement of MAGA. But we're not done. We've just begun. We've got so much work to do. So much work to do. I think if we boil this all down, it all comes to money. And I know a lot of people say, yeah, no shit. But no, really, it really boils down to money. And the currencies of the world are all fiat. They're backed by nothing. And so it's a man-made money. And with that, all we get is more and more and more corruption. To the point a man can't even make a decent living. He can spend 60, 80 hours a week and still barely pay his bills. Part of that is because we've tried to outdo the Joneses, and the only way to do that is to have more and more credit. Credit is the money of slaves. And if you're tired of being a slave, first of all, you got to realize you are one, and I have been. And once you realize you're a slave, you got to figure out a way to break those chains. And the way to break those chains is through getting rid of debt at all costs. You must be obsessed with getting rid of debt. And I don't care how old you are, you can get rid of debt. You don't need it. I can imagine what some of the people think that know me personally. They know I own a business, and they know it. They may not know how successful, but they know it's fairly successful. But yet, I drive, my newest vehicle is a 2000 Chevy pickup. And they look at that rusty old piece of shit and go, oh my God, what the hell? Why does he drive that? Why doesn't he drive something better than that? Because I don't want that. I'd rather take that money that I create through my business, and instead of making debt, I would rather gather, if you will, because I don't even want to say purchase. I would rather gather, take that fiat dollar and exchange it, however many it takes, I really don't care, and exchange it for God's money. There is no corruption in God's money. Now, is the price of gold and silver manipulated by man? Sure it is. That's in a way, that's beautiful for all of us. Not too long ago, we seen silver at $35 an ounce. May have been briefly, but it doesn't matter. It was $35 an ounce. And even at that, I think it was a deal, but I hate paying that much when I've been used to paying 25 and less. But I will. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth far more than that. It's being manipulated so that if the dollar, or excuse me, if gold and silver even had a stronger price than it is today, it would make the dollar look that much weaker than it is. It is weak. They keep propping it up. They make it look good. Is it the dirty or the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry basket? Yeah, it is. For every time, every other currency gets worse, the dollar looks better, but you're just comparing the dollar against other currencies. They all suck. All right. So instead, compare the dollar to gold, compare the dollar to silver. As the price of, if you will, the price of gold and silver goes up, what you're really seeing is the dollar go down. All these guys talking about, the dollar or the gold being revalued to some inflated price of, let's say, $40,000 an ounce. So what? Still got the same value. It just means that the dollar has next to no value at that point. In other words, at $40,000 an ounce, people are giving that shit away. And that dollars, that is, they're giving it away. They don't care. They don't want it. And all they want is gold and silver at any cost. So why not buy it now? So many people feel good about the assets they have today. But yet they don't want anything to do with digital currency or the digital realm, if you will. Well, here's the deal. Do you really have money? When I say that, I'm referring to the dollar. Do you really have dollars, or is it just digits on a screen? You don't really own that. If that bank goes broke and you've got $1,000 in that bank, you're an unsecured loan party. You know what that means? You don't get shit. Oh yeah, they claim that you're going to have up to $250,000 insurance and that they're going to pay you. Well, yeah, they're going to pay you, sure. They'll pay $1,000 over the course of the next 4 years. And what is that currency, what is that $1,000 going to buy you in 4 years? 4 years from now, that $1,000 might buy you a cup of coffee. Where today you could buy, what, quarter ounce of gold? Thereabouts. Give or take a little bit. Okay, maybe have some change left over, buy a little bit of silver too while you're at it, or exchange, I should say, not buy, but exchange for silver and gold. I'd say get that money out of the damn bank, and if you need some cash around the house, fine. I hear you, because cash is king for the moment. Makes the world go round till it don't, and that day's coming. I don't know when. Year, 2 years, 3 years from now? I don't know. But the day is coming. And when it comes to stocks and bonds, do you own them? No. If you own stocks, I guarantee you don't have a stock certificate. All you got's a digit on a screen from some broker. The broker owns that stock. You don't. He's just letting you think you own it, giving you digits on a screen. things go to hell in a handbasket, and all you got is digits on a screen, what do you got? Shit. I think I'd think about that. I think we need to think about having, first of all, our base for our pride, part of that base is going to be gold and silver, mostly gold. Instead of stocks. I'm not saying you should get rid of all your stocks. I wouldn't own one right now, but that's besides the point. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm trying to say I would look at having at least 20% of my portfolio. In other words, my net worth, whatever my net worth is, you take out debt, all the things you own minus the debt, and what is your net worth? If your net worth is $100,000 after debt, then maybe you should consider having 10% of that net worth, $10,000 in gold. Build your base first. One thing about gold, physical gold, and I'm not talking about digital gold because it ain't no different than a stock. That can go away. Have digital or have physical gold in your possession. And I would say 10% would be a decent base. Once you realize the fact that once you get that physical gold in your hand, you'll realize everything else is fake. And with an overblown stock market, where the big boys have been getting out, I think the reality of it is since 2008, we were in a recession. We never left that recession. That recession kept deepening till 2020. It was starting to collapse again. They used the COVID-19 to cover up. Gave them an excuse to pump liquidity into the system, trillions and trillions of dollars into the system just to prop it up until they're ready to shut it down. I think they're close to being ready to shut it down. We'll see. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But they are definitely gonna, one way or another, move to a digital system. In other words, there will be no cash available at all. All you will have is digits on a screen. And eventually those digits on a screen will be blockchain or cryptocurrency, if you will. You will have no choice. You'll be forced there. And as time goes by, given man the chance, it'll look more and more like China, where you have a social score, and if you don't comply, they will take or limit your digits on a screen to whatever they feel necessary to control you. So having gold outside the system and silver outside the system, you can play both sides of the field. You're going to have to play the digital system. You do now, whether you realize it or not. You're playing in the digital realm. It's just going to be more and more as they switch over to a digital system or a blockchain, complete blockchain system. They'll have more and more control over it. So if you want to be the sheep, then never mind gold. Keep watching those digits on the screen. They'll keep going up for now until they're ready for the rug pull. And when they're ready for the rug pull, Remember what the Evil Central has said, or the Davos crowd, is you will own nothing and you'll be happy. I don't know about the happy part, but I'll guarantee you, you'll own nothing. You will rent or lease everything. Right down to your vehicles, your cars, and whatever else they allow you to have. It won't be a matter of what you want to have. You will have what they allow you to have through that digital currency. You won't even own land. Bill Gates and all them guys are going to own the land. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and if you think, well, I own land now, how can they take it from me that's paid for? All they got to do is keep raising the taxes. They'll raise the taxes to the point you can't afford them anymore. Or you're digitally controlled. They say you don't need land. You can't use that money to pay, or them digits on your screen to pay your taxes, and they take that land. Don't think they won't do it. They will. So at the end of the day, without gold and silver, you'll own nothing, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to be happy. So let's work on it from there. I'll be talking more about gold and silver, and believe it or not, the blockchain. I've done a lot of research. One of the things you can do in the meantime, I just watched a video from Andy Shackman, or from Miles Franklin is the name of the channel, is Miles Franklin, but Andy Shackman is the owner of that Miles Franklin. And he just had two brothers on there, and by God, now the names have already escaped me. Alajar or something like that's their last name, but it's one of his recent videos, maybe even his last video. But check out Miles Franklin and then watch that video. I recommend it anyways, to watch that video 2, 3, 4 times. I think I've watched it 3 times now, and throughout the course of today and tomorrow, I'll watch it again. They mentioned, in that video, they mentioned another guy that Andy just had an interview with, and I plan on watching that video as well. The one thing is I won't be doing is putting links in my videos. Somebody suggested that to make it easy. I'm not giving anybody anything. You either want it or you don't. If you want it, you'll go find it. I just like buying gold and silver. That's everybody, many people have told me, well, I can't afford it. Okay. I just mean you don't want it bad enough. Someday you'll want it bad enough, and then you truly won't be able to afford it. You'll figure it out. All right, guys. You have a great day. I'll see you shortly. Thank you. Bye.